Welcome ladies and gents. In this episode we take a look at where the world is standing today in terms of technology and sometimes even beyond. Jumping into the first story, for a tablet that's solidly over a year old, at this point, Microsoft Surface Pro 2 keeps right on ticking. And why shouldn't it? With the sort of hardware that would look pretty good in a full-fledged laptop, let alone an eminently portable tablet. We found the Surface Pro 3 back in the news earlier this week, as Microsoft released plans enthusiasts could use to 3D print and build their own portrait orientation docking stands for the tablet. And now it returns to the headlines once again as we get word of a new hardware option becoming available for sale. Adding a new hardware configuration at this late date is a real rarity. Sure, phone makers will occasionally release new colors months and months following a handset's initial launch, but that's cosmetic. Here Microsoft adds a new high-performance, low-storage Surface Pro 3 option, Core i7 CPU, 8GB of RAM and 128GB storage. What do you think about this? On the other hand, no matter where you go, buying an iPhone can prove to be an expensive prospect. Whether you're shelling out for the handset's full retail price or incorporating the phone's cost as part of your ongoing carrier bill, you likely end up paying more than you would for an Android or Windows phone model. That's just the way things are, and no matter which country we're talking about, Apple's hardware fetches premium prices. This week though, we're not so much talking about hardware as we are services, thanks to Apple flipping the switch on Apple Music. And while Apple pays off the global nature of the service, especially in the form of Beats One Radio, it turns out that some users are paying significantly more for access than others. You're probably already familiar with US pricing for Apple Music. Following the end of the free preview period, you'll have to pay about $10 a month for an individual account, or $15 for a family plan. Contrast that with India, where Apple Music subscribers will pay the equivalent of just $1.88 a month. In Russia, a month of access will cost just only $3.02, or in Brazil, users will be charged $5, half what those in the US pay. To be fair, access to Apple Music is more than just Beats One streaming, and there's a good chance that licensing differences will mean that the variety of tracks accessible through on-demand streaming will vary across borders. Still, we're talking about order of magnitude level pricing variations for some of these countries, and that's a big deal. I personally am liking Apple Music at this point, but that's not saying that there are no downsides to it. In stuff I'm in love with today, or basically the day since the last episode, is a new trailer for Steve Jobs. I'm completely blown away by this trailer. Now I wasn't entirely against Ashton Kutcher's Jobs movie, but this one seems more compelling to me. With Danny Boy behind the camera and Aaron Sorkin writing the screenplay, I think we're out for something here. Overall, the trailer is getting really positive impressions, and it is well deserved. Let's hope the actual film is as great as the trailer, if not better. And the last story is not related to tech, but I'm gonna discuss it, as I said, that sometimes even beyond tech. So if you have been on the internet in the past few days, you might have heard this story. Louisiana native Chuck Netzhammer went to his local Walmart and requested a cake with a Confederate flag printed on it. Walmart, who has recently stopped selling all merchandise with the Confederate flag images, refused to make this cake for him. Later, Netzhammer returned to that same Walmart and requested a cake with an ISIS battle flag image printed on it. The Walmart employees did not recognize the image and agreed to make the cake. Chuck then made a video telling the whole story. After that, a Walmart spokesperson apologized for making the cake, saying an associate in a local store did not know what the design meant and made a mistake. The cake should not have been made, and we apologize. Alright folks, that's the end of today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this series and want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and like the video if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.